Everyone assumes Sydney is the best city in Australia to build a career. It's actually not even in my top 3, and the city that beat it isn't the one you're expecting either. Today I'm ranking the 10 best Australian cities for working professionals in 2026, not by vibes, not by beaches, but by the numbers that actually decide whether your move works out. Average salary by industry, real cost of living after rent, how fast you can actually get hired, and how much of your paycheck you keep at the end of the month. I pulled 2026 salary guides, rental data, and cost of living indexes across 16 Australian cities to build this list. Some of the results genuinely surprised me. One city that everyone skips over turned out to have the best salary-to-rent ratio in the entire country. It's coming in at number 1, and I promise you it's not the city you guess. Stick around, because number 4 is a city most best places to live lists don't even mention, and it might be the smartest move on this entire list. Before we start, drop your current city in the comments. I want to see how many of you are already living in a top 10 spot without realizing it. Starting at number 10, Darwin. Nobody puts Darwin on these lists, and that's exactly why it's here. If you work in government, resources, or defense-adjacent industries, Darwin pays well above what the cost of living would suggest. It's one of the few cities where your grocery bill and utilities run higher than the East Coast, but your take-home pay more than makes up for it. The catch is obvious. It's remote, the wet season is intense, and your social circle outside of work will be smaller than in a capital city. This is a city for a specific kind of professional, someone chasing a resources or public sector role who doesn't mind trading nightlife for a bigger bank balance. Best for government, defense contracting, and resources professionals who want strong pay in a low-competition job market. Number 9, Hobart. This is the most affordable capital city in the entire country. Rent runs roughly 20 to 30% below Sydney, and Hobart's tech and healthcare sectors have both grown faster than the national average over the past 2 years. Salaries here are lower than the mainland capitals. That's the honest trade-off. But because your cost of living drops so much further than your salary does, professionals in Hobart often end up with more disposable income at the end of the month than someone earning $15,000 to $20,000 more in Sydney. Best for remote workers, healthcare professionals, and anyone who wants a capital city lifestyle without a capital city rent bill. Number 8, Gold Coast. This one shifted a lot in the last few years. Gold Coast used to be a retirement and tourism town. Now it's building out a genuine business district. And with the 2032 Olympics infrastructure spend already underway, construction, hospitality management, and healthcare roles are opening up fast. It's more expensive than Brisbane for beachside living, so this isn't the budget pick. But if your job can be based here, or you're in construction, project management, or events, Gold Coast gives you Sydney-adjacent lifestyle at a noticeably lower price point. Best for construction, project management, and hospitality professionals who want beach city living with real career infrastructure behind it. Number 7, Newcastle. 2 hours from Sydney, roughly 30 to 40% cheaper to live in, and increasingly connected to Sydney's job market through hybrid and remote roles. Newcastle has quietly built a strong healthcare, education, and engineering sector of its own. You're not just commuting distance to Sydney work, you can build a full career locally. This is the city for someone who wants Sydney-level opportunity without Sydney-level rent eating 45% of their paycheck. Best for hybrid workers with Sydney-based jobs, and engineering or healthcare professionals wanting a lower cost of living with metro access. Okay, we're halfway through, and I need to flag something before we keep going. The city almost everyone assumes will take the number 1 spot on this list doesn't even crack the top 3. And the actual number 1 pick has one of the best salary-to-rent ratios of any capital city in the country, and barely anyone talks about it. If you've made it this far, You're about to see why the rest of this list gets more surprising, not less. Number 6. Canberra. If pure salary is your priority, Canberra is hard to beat. Government roles here consistently pay among the highest salaries in the country, job security is strong, and Canberra ranks as one of the safest, most orderly cities in Australia. The trade-off is lifestyle. Canberra is quieter, more spread out, and doesn't have the energy of Sydney or Melbourne. But for public servants, policy professionals, and anyone in a government-adjacent field, this is one of the strongest salary-to-lifestyle combinations on the entire list. Best for government, policy, legal, and public sector professionals chasing the highest stable salaries in the country. Number 5. Adelaide. Adelaide is the most affordable of Australia's 5 major capital cities, and it's not close. The honest trade-off is that professional salaries here sit below the national average. But here's what most lists miss. Adelaide's defense, tech, and space industry sectors have grown significantly, and workers here keep more of their income after housing costs than in any other major Australian city. If you're early career or prioritizing savings over prestige, Adelaide's numbers work in your favor in a way most people don't expect. Best for early career professionals, defense and tech workers, and anyone prioritizing take-home savings over headline salary. If Adelaide surprised you, comment "didn't know that." I want to see how many of you had no idea Adelaide's economy has shifted this much. Number 4. Sydney. And here's the twist I promised you in the intro. Sydney lands at number 4, not number 1. It's still Australia's financial and professional services capital. If you're in finance, consulting, tech, or law, Sydney has the deepest job market and the highest salaries in most of those fields. But the cost of living is brutal. Sydney is consistently ranked among the most expensive cities in the world, and rent alone can eat close to half your paycheck if you're not earning well above average. That's exactly why it drops this far down a list built on real financial outcomes, not just job titles. Best for finance, consulting, tech, and legal professionals who can command top-tier salaries and don't mind the highest cost of living in the country. Number 3. Brisbane. Brisbane is in the middle of the biggest infrastructure build in its history ahead of the 2032 Olympics, and that's translating directly into construction, project management, healthcare, and logistics jobs right now, not in some vague future. Cost of living sits meaningfully below Sydney and Melbourne, while salaries in growing sectors are climbing to close the gap. This is a city on a genuine upward trajectory, and professionals who move here in the next few years are essentially buying in before the growth fully shows up in the price. Best for construction, healthcare, logistics, and project management professionals who want growth city momentum without city-level costs. Brisbane or Adelaide? If you had to move for a growing job market versus guaranteed affordability, which one wins for you? Drop it below. Number 2. And I'll be honest, if you asked most people to name the best city in Australia, this is the one they'd say. Melbourne. Melbourne is still widely considered Australia's most livable city. World-class culture, one of the best public transport networks in the country, a genuinely deep job market across tech, finance, healthcare, and creative industries. On paper, this looks like the number 1 pick. But when you run the actual numbers, rent relative to salary, take-home pay after cost of living, how much of your income you actually keep, Melbourne lands at number 2. It's close. It's genuinely one of the best cities in the country to build a career in. But it's not the best value for a working professional in 2026. That title goes somewhere else entirely. Best for creative, tech, finance, and healthcare professionals who prioritize culture and lifestyle and don't mind Melbourne's cost of living to get it. Before I reveal number 1, guess it in the comments right now. I'll tell you this much. It's not Sydney, it's not Melbourne, and most best cities lists barely mention it. Number 1, Perth. Perth is the mining and resources capital of Australia, and that means engineering, mining, and energy salaries here are some of the highest in the country, often on par with or above Sydney, in a city where rent runs dramatically lower. A one-bedroom apartment in Perth costs a fraction of what the same apartment costs in Sydney, while professionals working in resources and energy are earning salaries that rival the East Coast. That's the combination that puts Perth at number 1 for 2026. High salaries, low relative cost of living, a genuinely relaxed pace of life, and beaches that rival anything on the East Coast. The honest downside is distance. Perth is isolated from the rest of the country, and if you're not in mining, energy, or engineering, the job market is thinner than Sydney or Melbourne's. But for the right professional, Perth has the best salary to cost of living ratio of any city on this entire list. It's not the flashiest pick, it's the smartest one. Best for mining, energy, and engineering professionals who want the highest salary to cost of living ratio in the country, plus a genuine lifestyle upgrade. Now, this list was built entirely around the best cities to move to. But I've been getting requests for weeks about the flip side. Which Australian cities should working professionals actually avoid in 2026? The ones with the worst salary to rent ratios, the toughest job markets, and the highest cost of living traps. That video is coming, and it's going to name names. If you want to see it, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss it. And while you're down there, tell me which city on today's list surprised you the most. I read every comment, and it genuinely shapes what I rank next.